Hey, everybody. So good to see you all out here in here. On a beautiful day out there and in here. All right. So it's my pleasure, of course, I'm going to actually read a few stories from a book I'm working on, all about my adventures with Ken Kesey and Neil Cassidy and the Pranksters and the Grateful Dead. And after I'm done, I'll have a table over here where I can sell some stuff to you too. That's a commercial. Okay, ready? Yeah. Okay, here we go. When we drove the bus to Manhattan back in 1964, we filmed and taped the whole thing. We were movie makers. We drove the bus through America, and wherever we stopped for gas, swim, beer, camp out in a park or a friend's yard, we'd drag out our cameras and our musical instruments. Attired in our striped t-shirts, we mingled with the people. Some kind of drama always occurred. We joined in, adding our LSD had creative juices to the mix. Yeah. Our movie then was a combination of real-life documentary and made-up spontaneous action with music and drinking and filming included. Kesey and I were walking through downtown Eugene and came upon a kid selling homemade brownies. The sign said 25 cents. We looked at his wares. He stared up. Hey, what's in those brownies, I asked. He looked puzzled. Chocolate. I raised my eyebrows up and down. Are you sure there's no P-O-T in there? The kid looked at his dad. His dad shrugged. The kid turned to me. What's that? He said. Kesey spoke before I could reply. Power of transformation. The kid nodded. We bought some brownies and moved on. Fast thinking, I said. Good work. I had to do something to save your ass, you numbskull. The dad behind yelled, whatever happened to that movie, Kesey? Kesey turned around and said, we got arrested. The setting sun glowed across the tops of the redwood trees carpeting the yard at Kesey's place in La Honda. Inside the house, a pile of movie reels sat on a table next to a 16mm projector. A Sony 4-track tape recorder on the other side of the projector. Pranksters sprawled on chairs. What does that say? And the eunuch said, bring in the cushions. Oh, all right. I think we're getting signals coming in here. Pranksters, yeah. Everyone was primed with Romalar cough syrup to stay mellow, and 2 tabs of Dexedrine cross tops to stay awake. We were going to watch starting Friday night and going through the entire weekend, the whole 40 hours of the bus movie. Joints were passed around, everyone sipped drinks. The redwoods swayed, whispered their secrets, the creek murmured. Roll 'em, Kesey said. Turned on the movie projector, started the reel-to-reel. The back of Neil Cassidy's head filled the screen. Cassidy waved his gloved hand, a joint sticking out from between his fingers. I'll tell you, Chief, if we don't get this people in here, some food pretty goddamn quick. We're going to have a mutiny on our hands, and I make a tell you, when these kids go, you're going to get you. Oh, we don't know if we're going too fast or too slow. I hit the stop button. What the fuck? Everything was going along nicely until the sound went faster, and then the sound went slower, and the film just kept chugging along. Didn't take long to figure it out that the camera ran at a steady 24 frames a second, but it was powered by a battery belt, steady power. The Sony reel-to-reel tape recorder, on the other hand, that we did our sound on, was powered by a 110-volt household current from the generator in the back of the bus. Due to a carburetor malfunction, the generator would sometimes run too fast and sometimes too slow. That screwed up the playback on the thing we were watching. We restarted everything, fought through the screw up. Monday we crashed. Tuesday, Keezy and I went to work. Using scenes where the sound was steady, we edited the film and put it all together. And then every Saturday night we would show the results. The word got out around the Bay Area. It wasn't long until the Saturday night show drew crowds that spilled into the yard all night long, out of hand, as was the mess we had to clean up the next day. At the same time, unbeknownst to us, things weren't going well with Willie Wong, a narcotics detective in San Francisco. He hadn't had a headline bust in months and was feeling the heat. Unless he came up with something soon, he was facing a transfer to Kitakawa. A 15-year-old girl at Woodside High School near Keezy's house was caught with marijuana. That cinched it for Willie Wong. He zeroed in on Keezy's place. Cars going in and out, number of people living there, and then he ID'd Neil Cassidy driving in and out. Cassidy already had been busted twice for possession of pot. That clinched it for Willie Wong. Keezy's place was the hub of a major pot operation. Neil Cassidy made the deliveries. Wong set up surveillance on the hill. We thought something was going on. Cigarette butts and footprints. More footprints in the path along the house. We took safety measures. Kept all the pot in one jar. Rolled up just enough joints to get us through the day, and then hid the jar outside. Take that, big brother.
Right? You forget it, man.
Keezy sent his wife Faye and the kids to stay with her sister. And then, one evening, Willie Wong was walking along Grant Street in San Francisco, and he heard guys say, "Let's go down to Keezy's and get loaded." Loaded, wasted, drugs, that was all Willie Wong needed. He put in for a search warrant. And then on a Friday evening, Keezy and I were working in the editing room. The pranksters relaxed in the living room, sewing and reading and sulking. I had the 10 joints we rolled up in the front pocket of my shirt. Suddenly, Mike Hagan charged through the door and yelled, "The cops are here and they've got a warrant." Keezy bolted from the editing room. What the hell? I shut down the equipment and headed for the noise in the bathroom. Keezy was hunched near the toilet, left hand holding down the handle to keep the water flowing, the other hand dipping, sipping, gripping, and pouring a quart jar into the water. A man had Keezy by his neck and was wailing on his fist. Sheriff deputies poured in from the other door. George Walker dropped his paintbrush on the floor. James Brown sang from the radio, "Papa got a brand new bag." 2 quick steps, I grabbed the man by his shoulder, yanked him scurrying and scuttling, ass over teacups, into the bathtub, right into the lap of Paige Browning taking a bath. Eyes glasses closed, sopping, the man spluttered up, waving a soggy paper. The deputy stepped forward. The window at the end of the room blew in. A muzzle of a pistol stuck through the window. Narcotics! Agent One, declared the man standing in the bathtub. He brandished the paper. And I have the search warrant right here. Let me see that, I said in my meanest Marine Corps officer voice. This is no good. What? Incomprehensible. Can't read a fucking world. Not even in this word. And listen to the waves come in, and listen to the waves come in. Where were we? Oh, okay. Incomprehensible. An arm reached around me and held a piece of paper in front of my face. I've got a warrant too, he said, and this one is good. I couldn't figure it out. All this for a little pot. What were they expecting? Charging in with 17 armed deputies and a police dog? The 10 joints in my pocket were a heavy weight. I snuck one in my mouth and started chewing. Then wandered around the room, palming joints off to individual pranksters, making chewing motions with my mouth. A woman I'd never seen before was sitting in a chair at the end of the room. Who are you? I asked. One of the deputies. That's what I said too. Beat out that rhythm on drum. Beat out that rhythm on drum. $10. Who knows what show that came from? Organ Beth.
Do we have to pay you?
Thank you.
A winner.
She didn't look like a cop. Dressed in jeans and a button-down shirt. She'd been watching me all the time I was wandering around the room. But she never said anything. I could have kissed her. After taking us one at a time into the bathroom to be searched, by morning they'd finished up and hauled us off to the jail. Inside, one guy, obviously drunk, wandered the room, muttering to himself. Big bruiser, sleeves rolled up, showing off his hot hiccups. and then he got something wrong with his stomach and he had the biceps.
Right.
He glowered at the drunk. Knock that mumbling shit off, he said. The drunk passed up and continued muttering. I told you to knock that shit off. He stuck his fist in front of the drunk's face. You want to taste this? You better keep that foul mouth shut. I walked over. Say, fellers, we're all in here together. What say we get along, huh? Maybe cut some shut-eye. The bruiser looked at me. Who the fuck are you getting into my business? Beat it or you'll get a taste of this too. He held up his fist. I said. Where's the tattoos? You know, a letter for each finger. Spells L-O-V-E. That does it, you sauerkraut knucklehead. I'm going to. And then Jerry Anderson, one of our guys who had picked that day to visit Kit Kesey's place, rushed up to the big brute and got in his face. Jerry's head came up to the guy's shoulder. You want trouble, Jerry said? You're gonna get it. More than you can handle. See those guys over there? You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Ain't that right, man? Kesey stepped forward. Then George, Hagan, Dale, Page, Hassler, Lee Cornstrom. Cassidy stayed back, sticking to his credo. The only excuse for violence is while making love. The brute snarled and walked away. He grabbed the bars. Jailer, get me out of here. There's going to be a riot. The deputy came around. What's going on? I told him you might want to put him in a different cell. He's about to beat up on that drunk. He unlocked the door and let the bruiser out. We were all pretty mellow. The joints we ate might have had something to do with that. I turned to Jerry. Whatever possessed you to get in that guy's face? Couldn't let that ignorant lout treat you like that, Captain. Gotta stick up for each other. Only way to deal with bullies. Lesson number one. The next morning, they trucked us to the courthouse where we pled not guilty and were released on bail, thanks to our lawyer. We went back to work, putting the movie together. The effort petered us out. We were in a holding pattern day by day. Cooking, cleaning, picnicking, turning down things. We'd had enough excitement. Then the unexpected happened.
Oh, right.
It wasn't really an acid test. It was a party in San Jose at a nondescript host in a nondescript neighborhood. The host was tall, slightly stooped acid head with a bushy afro. A white van pulled to the curb. 5 musicians got out and began unloading the equipment. The pranksters were already there, gear spread out all over the floor. And for this occasion, a new thing, an overhead projector belonging to Roy Seaburn. Roy Seaburn was an abstract expressionist who painted and named the word further on the bus. Yeah, Roy. He still lives up there in East Palo Alto. Lived there, I don't know how many years now. In his backyard, still goes there. Anyway, just a little digression. After all, we got to midnight with me, right? And then the band starts.
Kathy!
Around about midnight. Okay. Roy had us over to his house the week before the San Jose party to demonstrate the overhead projector. Turned off the light, turned on the projector, the wall filled with white. He put a piece of cellophane and the wall turned yellow. He dribbled jills and nils and bills and twills and O's on the cellophane, creating a swirling canvas, changing cellophanes, using different gels, the muted and flushy, not exotic, ever-changing wall paintings.
Right.
Late at night, after Roy had wiped the surface clean, a black beetle walked across the glass. Gigantic, antennas waving like giant spears, beady eyes glowed. At the edge of the frame, another beetle appeared. Bigger, with jaws wide open, scuttled across the glass and clamped down on the first beetle. A tremendous thrashing ensued. The smaller beetle runs back, reached back, wide his jaws, grabbed the big one in the midsection, shook him, shells cracked, pieces flew. You can do it, little guy, we yelled. That's it, gouging him in the eye. No fair, biting off his leg. Oh shit, that's his guts leaving out. The smaller beetle fell in. The bigger beetle ate it up. The light show, a staple of every rock and roll show to come, had been born. We were in a whole new racket. Our dreams of making a big screen movie had been arrested. We put our efforts into another Saturday night show. Paul Foster drew up a generic blank black and white poster. Can you pass the acid test? The happeners would likely include the Fugs, Allen Ginsberg, and Mary Pranksters, Neil Cassidy, the Grateful Dead, Roy's Iopics, movies. We added a new twist to the show. Not only the name, the acid test, but an admission, $1. Got you an ID card, and in the back of the card was Uncle Sam in his psychedelic tie-dyed shirt, pointing and saying, "Can you pass the acid test?" What did that mean, to pass the acid test? Huh? Back there in the back. You paying attention there? This is lesson number 2. It's coming up on the test, you know.
Right on.
And thanks to our good benefactor here, Milton, the winner of the test gets a free ticket to the next Vince's concert.
You help somebody when you're like in your down and out, and you're down and out.
What did it mean to pass the acid test? It was a play on words. The acid test is a chemical experiment to see if an object is gold or not. You put acid on the object, gold takes it okay. If not, the acid eats the surface away. The expression, "Can you pass the acid test?" in our case, meant, "Can you get high and still function?" There were no specific goals. Hey, now this is the third lesson. Listen up back there. There were no specific goals. We were discovering what was out there if you moved away from the norm. That's all you squares in here with your 9 to 5s, big cars. No, I'm just joking now. We're the other side.
I see how it is now.
The Grateful Dead played the music that was in the air. The vibrations stirred up by the participants. As Kesey said, the Dead were supple enough to read the notes written on the wall. It's like a magic trick. When it happens, there's a crack in your mind. You know it's a trick, but you can't figure it out. And the crack lets in the light. He opens all the possibilities. And that's what puts you in touch with the invisible. Open those possibilities. Make it up as you go along. The invisible waits. Claps his hand.
Hey, Kevin!
Thank you so much, but if you think I'm done.